Well, I think it's such a difficult world, isn't it? I mean, we have animals, we have humans, we have the surroundings, the environment that we have to work and live in, and then we have all these different levels of care. So it's quite impossible not to have some kind of coordinated action. And while I find it very important that there's coordinated action, we also have to recognize that there are differences between those, right? So what EU-JAMRAI really tries to do, and I think that's great, is to create this sort of oversight, this sort of framework. And then maybe it's also important to recognize that we have to leave for these different levels, if you want, also some freedom to do it as contextualized as possible. So it's very important to have this concerted action. Everybody should be focused, but then also let people in the different frameworks do their own jobs. Well, first of all, both drive-AMS and ESCMID are organizations that are very much about education, about capacity building. And I think we saw today very extensively noted that it's not just about education, like telling people, what to do. It's really also learning people how to get this done, right? And this is what we call the implementation part of it. And so I really focus on that, and I focus on helping teams in hospitals. That's my own job, helping teams in hospital really to manage antimicrobial stewardship. What I recognize now, and yesterday already in the workshop, but today also, is that this methodology is actually quite universal. So we can use the same methodology for building stewardship capacity, right? And mainly capacity to change, help people, organizations change patterns. We can actually do that in the different sectors of the One Health approach, right? So this can actually be applicable in the field of farm animals, in the field of domestic animals. It can also be applied maybe in the field of environmental health. And I think that's a challenge, because we have to find different ways and it has to be contextualized. But essentially, I feel that the aspect of training people is very important from the start, from when they get trained in their primary profession, but also later on. And so it remains a very important part of the work that EU-JAMRAI does. So well, first of all, I'm thinking it's great to see this European activity happening, but let's not forget about what's been done and what is also going on at the same time. We do not have to reinvent the wheel every time. And let's learn from each other. So let's see if we can integrate those programs, for example, the drive-AMS program I'm talking about, or the ESCMID activities that are ongoing. Let's try to integrate them. And the second thing is, there's room for a lot of flowers to grow, right? We don't all have to fit into one perfect picture, right? We can actually have different programs coming up at the same time with the same effect. It's our task, I think, as professionals in the field, to see that it's not going, sideways. But generally spoken, I think there's a lot of work to be done, and it can be done by many different actors in the field.